I'm looking at the screen like, Peter, don't play with me, Peter. So.
Tyrone,
Brother Will
told me I
Smith.
better call Tyrone. That's what they said.
That what they told you?
They told me I better call Tyrone.
Well, listen, let me tell you, if it's Will Smith or Antoine Fuqua, you guys can call me anytime. Matter of fact, I need you to call me ASAP. Gentlemen, I watched this film last night, and about an hour and a half after the film, I was still sitting there doing nothing.
Wow.
My brother said, what did you do? I said, I watched the film. Oh, what did you do after? Friday night, what did you do after? I said, I do nothing. I sat there, I felt gratitude, I reflected, I was angry, I felt all of the feelings. And when I think about this picture, this picture of whipped Peter that had the power to galvanize public opinion, and then decades later inspire two powerful brothers that I'm looking at right now to tell this story, I guess I have to start by asking, what does this picture mean to you to make you want to do this story now?
It's what you just said, Tyrone. It's
Yeah.
everything you just said. The whole goal with Peter's character was to inspire. Not for bitterness, not for revenge, but to inspire. To inspire people to learn, to inspire people to feel, to inspire people to seek the truth of slavery,
Right.
For love and faith. And everything you just said is the reason I wanted to make this film.
Well,
You have no idea what it means to me that you felt that way.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, when I first saw that image of whipped Peter, I was, a child. So, you see the image and, you kind of, if you see it, you feel like you recognize it, but you don't really know anything about it. You don't know the history of the picture. You don't know the history of the man. So as I started to dive into understanding Peter's story, and when you look at those scars on Peter's back, it is difficult to impossible to not have empathy open in your heart. And then as you start to understand Peter and the realization that even with those scars on his back, he was able to sustain faith, gratitude, and love.
Yeah.
Right. And that dichotomy to me, I think it was definitely the center of why I wanted to depict this man on camera. It's like that to me, the being able to have an open heart in hell is the only way to be here. So to me, that's what Peter was able to sustain.
You just reminded me as I was watching the film, and I just spoke to Charmaine as well, and we talked about faith. We talked about that being the secret weapon between their relationship and her waiting for his, or having faith in his survival and his return. And I remember watching the film, you're caught up in it. And I'm like, don't give up. And it's like, you want to be like, oh, where's God? I'm like, don't you worry about where God is with you as long as you want it to be. I'm looking at the screen like, Peter, don't play with me, Peter. This is not the time to give up on God. So these are the feelings that I was feeling, brothers. Let me tell you. I said, Peter, don't play with me right now. I want to ask you quickly, the conversations. I mean, obviously, when you watch this film, and as you mentioned, Will, we look at that picture for years and not knowing the story, the journey behind it. I want to know the conversations that Antoine and yourself must have had in order to talk about this, where it's people fleeing, getting freedom, escaping, runners, and then being conscripted right into Lincoln's army and having to go right back. Like, I was mind-boggled. Imagine escaping and then having to go right back. What were some of the conversations you guys had in terms of being able to portray that?
One of the really the big things that Antoine kept pushing on was that Peter wasn't scared, right? That Peter had transcended the fear and moved into a place of trust and surrender, right? So that idea to be able to bear his cross, in a way that was minus the fear. He had gotten to a place where he so trusted what the words that God had put on his heart that he was able to sustain and endure anything. And the depiction of that as a power of the Black hearts that had been trapped in slavery. And you can trap the body, but you can't enslave a spirit.
Right.
You know, you have to allow your spirit to be enslaved. And that was one of the really powerful ideas. Sacred motivation was the thing Antoine kept saying.
I almost said amen.
Kept clicking my mind back into that.
It's an unselfish love for his fellow man. He was an unselfish character, you know, and God had a plan for him, as Will said, and his work wasn't done. You think you made it to the finish line, right? God said, no. You got to go through this hell, as they did, you know, in order to get to where I need you to be. So that was part of our conversations all the time. It's an unselfish love, which is what God's love is.
Well, I just want to say thank you to both of you. Congratulations. And I have a hunch that I'll be talking to you about this film again soon. So thank you, and we'll keep cheering you guys on. One love.
Oh, man, Tyrone.
All right, Tyrone.
Such a pleasure. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, don't forget to call me now. Call me.
Yeah, listen. Anytime I have a problem, I'm going to call Tyrone.
That's it. Call me.
I mean?
Like the video? Then hit the button, or better yet, drop us a comment. Then check out our latest videos here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news.